Hello, everybody. All right, so we're still waiting on RJ Carter. Oh, there he is. There
I'm
you
back
are.
here.
I was over on the YouTube page because of course I need to do the whole mic check there as well, make to where I can turn it off to where everything's not echoing. So,
Absolutely. Oh,
man, you
wow.
cut it. You cut it because I wasn't sure if you were on your way or not.
Well, I was on a hurry to get out of the storage unit. And I cracked my head on the bottom of the door, so I slowed
Ooh,
myself down a little bit.
ooh, yeah.
Got a nice little gash up there, but it'll be
So how's your
fine.
week going?
It's over. Ha! It's over, thank goodness. Wrapped up 2 projects, get to clean up the work table, load another project on it for tomorrow. So,
Well, just as a friendly reminder to you and everybody else, and I know we may not have people here yet, but of course, you can like and share the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people in here to engage. That'd be appreciated. And of course, if anything here that we go over tonight grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions. We'll try to answer the questions to the best of our ability. RJ, do you want to introduce yourself, share any links, talk about any projects you're doing?
right.
Go for it.
Wow, projects we're doing. Yeah, right now we are, if you are an author or a writer or you want to be a writer, and you think you're pretty darn good at it, we are now opening our reading period up for the final volume, maybe final, of our anthology series, The Devil You Know. This is The Devil You Know Best. We've done The Devil You Know. We've done The Devil You Know Better. This is The Devil You Know Best. We're going to select 20 stories. 2 days into the reading period of a 2-month reading period, we already have over 20 stories that are worth a second read. So competition high on this one. I told our assistant editor, Damascus, I'm like, should we double size it? He's like, yeah, go for it. And I'm like, or should we just put out The Devil You Know really well afterwards? just keep it
No,
going.
I think the devil you know, you know better, and the devil you know best. Probably,
It's a nice, concise completion, I think.
yeah.
And then of course I want to make a slipcase to put all 3 of them in, just because I think.
I mean, I guess the only way you could advance beyond best is the devil you know omnipotently.
Yeah, no, that doesn't work. I thought, The Devil You Know too damn well. Like, I got my special shirt on tonight. There's only 2 of these in existence. Brian Kriskow has the other one. This is my H.R. Giger Stuff shirt. For those of you who are familiar with both Puffin Stuff and Alien, here you get best of both worlds right in one.
All right. So, anyways, anything you got coming up over the weekend here, or that you want to promote, or anything like that, or?
No, nothing coming up over the weekend. I've got people's projects to put out. I'll be finishing up the distribution for Guardian/Angel, not Guardian Angel, Guardian-Angel. It's Daniel Parker's gig from Centennial Comics. So if you are already familiar with Angel's Awakening, your next package will be coming out shortly.
Yeah. And I sent you a message on it last night. There, when I was covering the ICS last night, one of the campaigns that I was trying to link to, I got a 404 error on.
I don't know who that is, or yeah, I have nothing to do with that.
I figured you'd know because you know more about that stuff than I do. So
No, if it was on like Fund My Comic, I think what happens when they end the campaign, it actually takes the page away and moves it to a different page. So if you go to the old one, you get the not found, which is bad.
Well, kind of a surprising turn of events if that was the case, because this is part of this week's ICS. I mean, Chris had done the interview, I guess on Tuesday or whatever, and then they did the article on Wednesday, and then I covered it on Thursday, and then you can't access the page at that point. And I just over the month or so, I've started when I've been doing the ICS, when I've been going over the ICS articles, I've been
Right.
sharing those links in my on my show as well in the chat. So, anyways, now with of course, the pleasantries out of the way, hopefully we can get some more people in here. So tonight we're going to be introducing the world to Novelty Press, which was a comic book company that ran throughout the 40s there. Most notably, the two titles that they were known for were Target Comics, which we're going to be going over Target Comics Volume 1, Issue 1 tonight, and Blue Bolt Comics. So some interesting stuff here. The lone hero from their library was White Streak. So
he'd be a great one to write today.
no kidding. Yeah, could you just imagine the hell that would be risen over that?
Yeah.
All right. So, anyways, let's first off go to the wiki page so we can at least look at some of the background information on this company. The history, Novelty Press there. And RJ, as always, and we will get eventually we will get to the reading. I'm just doing of course, the introductory work here, so people know as we.
Are we live? Did you freeze? I still have a countdown. Oh my goodness. Mike is frozen. What are we going to do, people? I can read the words Novelty Press, and that is it. That's was an American Golden Age comic book publisher from 1940 to 1949. So it had 10 years of history there, folks. But my goodness, what else can I tell you that other than that it came from Curtis Publishing? And hello, it's just me now. What are we going to do here? Boy, I should practice my green screen technology. I do have the green screen up, so we could have some fun with that. But I'm unprepared for this kind of frivolity, and I can't admin the site, so I can't show you any of the videos we've been working on. Hail, J.R. Exner. Glad to see you out there in the chat, man. Be patient with us. Mike will be back unless he's had a power outage or something. And no, he does not have a power outage. He is back. Welcome, Mike. Glad to have you on the show.
I had some kind of signal issue because I was looking up at the StreamYard screen here, and it was giving me the low signal icon again.
I get that a lot, and I'm plugged into the wire.
Huh?
I'm plugged into the Ethernet, and I get low signal sometimes.
Yeah. Anyways, hey, J.R. Exner's here. So, hail, Zeno and Zena. Long may they reign in heaven over us. Hail, RJ and Mike. All right. So I'm back now. So, but I was even asking if you were able to hear me there, RJ, and I guess.
No, you were totally froze up. There was no sound, and then you went away completely.
Yeah. Well, I'm over at the I'm looking at the YouTube screen here, and it says chat disconnected. Please wait while we try to reconnect, and successfully reconnected. So, anyways, but apparently, I guess the YouTube screen's a little behind, as it were. So, yeah. Let me see if I. Normally, this doesn't always help, but at least okay. So at least now we're back to. All right. So everything. Hopefully, everything's okay now.
I'm still here.
Okay, this stuff throws me off. The technical.
I'm
stuff
sorry. Let me. I needed to change my avatar. I needed to do something that would have looked weird if I was doing it on camera.
Oh, okay.
So I turned the camera off.
All right. All right. Anyways, let's try this again here. Let's first off pull up the share screen here. Hopefully, if we can get this to work. All right. So, anyways, again, if you guys can help us out by liking and sharing the stream, seeing we can get some more friendly people engaged here, that would be appreciated. And of course, YouTube's going to be running behind there.
Of course.
Anyways. All right. So with that, let's go ahead and get started with this then. Actually, what I'm going to try to do here. Let me see if. All right, so I just turn that part off. Now, hopefully, that will fix everything. Keep everything on track. I guess we'll wait and see. Anyways.
I heard
All right.
voices. I was like, where am I hearing these voices from? And why does one sound so familiar? I had the YouTube open on my phone and I had the volume up just a tiny bit. And it was hearing you guys talk again. You guys, me and you, us guys.
Yeah. All right. So, anyways, all right. Well, guess I'll just go without the YouTube screen on at least for a little bit here. Anyway, so let's get into this. All right. So, Novelty Press, parent company, Curtis Publishing Company, status defunct back in 1949, founded in 1940, United States, New York City. Key people: Dick Briefer, Joe Simon, Jack Kirby. Comic book, superhero, and crime. So let's at least take a quick peek at this. Novelty Press, aka Premium Service Company Incorporated, aka Novelty Publications, aka Premier Group, was an American Golden Age comic book publisher that operated from 1940 to 1949. It was the comic book imprint of Curtis Publishing Company. Let's see. Publisher of the Saturday Evening Post. Although published in Philadelphia, Novelty Press editorial offices were in New York City, as were many of the comic book companies, I believe, back in the golden age here.
It was all New York, yeah.
Yeah. So, actually, and it goes back to the question I tried to ask earlier, I guess, before all the technical issues and all that. Prior to tonight, had you heard about any of this company?
Nope. Can't say that I did. I'm sure I'd have known White Streak.
Yeah. So again, they only ran in the 40s there. So, anyways.
But they had Bill Everett in their and Al Plastino and Joe Simon.
Bill Everett seemed to be around everywhere because we know he was doing Amazing Man for
yeah, me too. I have no idea. Was it quality? I don't know.
For Amazing Man Comics, and he was doing Submariner for Timely Comics at the time.
Yeah, and Carl Burgos, big name. Yeah. Basil Wolverton.
Yeah. So, Novelty Press's editor. Okay, so we read all that. Among Novelty's best-known titles were Blue Bolt and Target Comics, which I was telling you about earlier. During their 9-year run, 1940 to 1949, Novelty's roster of creators included Al Avison, Dan Barry, Carl Burgos, L.B. Cole, Bill Everett, Al Gabriel, Joe Gill, Tom Gill, Jack Hearn, Jack Kirby, Tarpe Mills, Al Plastino, Don Rico, Joe Simon, Mickey Spillane, and Basil Wolverton.
Now, okay, I'm sorry, Wikipedia. Why does Mickey Spillane have no page on Wikipedia to link to? He's the only unlinked name there, and I venture to say he's probably the best known person completely.
So. There's a wiki fandom, so
yeah. And Tarpe Mills, I mean, wow, I missed that name when I read through it because that would be June Tarpe Mills, the creator of Miss Fury, one of the earliest female creators in comics history, if not the first one.
All right, so let's look at some of the history here of Novelty Press. So Novelty Press launched its first title, Target Comics, in 1940. Now, mind you, this was the cover date 1940. As we know, it went on sale in December 1939. But cover date 1940. Followed shortly thereafter by Blue Bolt. In 1949, due to the growing criticism over violence in comic books, Novelty Press sold its assets to Blue Bolt cover artist L.B. Cole. Using his new assets, Cole began his own company, Star Publications. Now, mind you as well, and I think they'll cover it here when we go through some of this. Well, I might as well just read through the Target Comics part here, and then you'll see what I'm probably about to say. Target Comics debuted with a cover date of February 1940, featuring such stars as Bullseye Bill, Lucky Bird, and the White Streak, Target's only superhero. Material for the book was supplied by Funnies Inc., a packager also responsible for many Marvel Comics early characters. Creators included Bill Everett, Joe Simon, and Tarpe Mills. Basil Wolverton's Space Hawk, which originated in Circus Comics, made its Target Comics debut with issue number 5 and ran for many issues. The superhero Target, created by cartoonist Dick Briefer under the pen name Dick Hamilton, was introduced in issue number 10, November 1940, which was the cover date there, accompanied by Targeteers, the following issue. And that was a pretty well-known practice too. You had you had sidekicks or groups of sidekicks with a number of different titles. We had, of course, the Newsboy Legion with the Guardian, and we had the Minutemen of America, the Junior. That was all DC, of course, but you saw little groups like this popping up here and there, right?
Oh yeah, it was popular. It was the thing to do.
Yeah. So. All right. So, anyways, let's see. That's about it for that. Let's just take another down. So, of course, the titles here, as we said, Blue Bolt and Target each had over 100 issues. Everything else, you had Blue Bolt had 110 issues, Target had 105, and then the third most titles is Frisky Fables, 37 issues that ran from 45 to 49, and then 36 issues for Foremost from 1941 to 1949. So basically, I think, and then regular backup features, Bullseye Bill and Target Comics, Dick Cole the Wonder, so basically, those are the feeds. So now that we've touched upon like the early history of Target Comics, why don't we, of course, go ahead and go and look and read through Target Comics number 1 volume 1, issue 1. What do you say to that, RJ?
Let's roll this thing. Let's read some comics.
Yeah. Obviously,
let's read JLA Heaven's Ladder. I have that one. I'll just reach behind me and grab that right off the shelf. I can just read it right here. You can just put whatever size you want on the screen.
Anyways. Now look at this. Look at this cover here. If you can kind of make that out.
They tried to use that target in both the O and the last C there.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they had a target on the entire cover.
Yep.
All right, you couldn't buy those?
Huh?
Target. You couldn't buy those at Target.
Was Target even around back in 1939?
I seriously doubt it. I think, because Walmart didn't come around until the 70s.
Yeah. So, let's see. Target Comics, February, 10 cents. Of course, February was the cover date, as we mentioned. Featuring Bullseye Bill, White Streak, Lucky Bird, T-Men, TR, City Editor. 64 pages in full color. All right. I'll let you, of course, do the narration and stuff like that. So, Bullseye Bill by Everett Clark, and then we'll. Okay, so go for it, RJ. Can you
full
see
screen.
That?
Here we go. Even in this civilized day and age, there is still to be found some of the romance of the Old West. Our story opens in the little town of Wenton, Arizona, one of the last of the old frontier outposts. A few miles out of this community lives Bullseye Bill Target, a young native talented in the gifts of gunslinging, hard riding, and cowpunching. Without further ado, we visit his little ranch. You can be Bill.
Yeah. Queen, trouble's coming, and it smells like horse flesh. Look behind you.
Yesy, Miss Bill. Look like Miss Steve runny like happy hurry.
Hey, Bullseye! Howdy, Steve. What's up? I'm a box cannon Bill. I done shot up old Dan Meechin out to the claim this morning. Sheriff Posse'll be hard on my trail by now. How come you slapped your hardware, Steve? While you know how me and Dan stack up, I figure I got 20-foot more frontage next to Dan's claim, and he figures I don't. He come up in his flivver just as I was staking out new bounds.
And this is why you don't write accents, people. It's hard to read.
Well, I mean, but it does try. The beauty of all that, though, RJ, is you kind of feel like you're part of the story, that you're there, right?
Yeah.
So, he doesn't first, and he drew first. He drew first, and hey, sounds like the posse, Bill. Sure is, Steve. Get up the roof through the trap door, pronto.
Because everybody has a trap door in their roof. Quick as a cat, Steve leaps for a rafter and swings upward, kicking the door open with spurred boots.
Jumping rattlesnakes, the sheriff will see my horse out there. I'm sure a dead maverick now. You want to do the sheriff there?
Howdy, Target. Reckon you can tell old Steve Casey to come out quiet like. I want him.
Steve? Yeah, you're crazy. He ain't here.
Don't hand me none of that rattleweed, Bill. How come his horse is standing outside, all saddled and toting bags and a slicker? Don't tell me that horse just drifted here. On account of his reins is knotted and dragging, ordinary like, if Steve's horse throwed him, the reins would still be hanging around the saddle horn. Get Steve out here, or I'll come in after him.
What wasn't admitting talk
Amen.
about Steve's horse at all. What you want Steve for, Sheriff?
Murder, that's what. Steve shot up old Dan Meacham, and I aim to see he's strung up proper. I'm a coming in, Bullseye.
If you want to play your cards that way, all right. Sorry, Sheriff. Gotta do it. Come on, you dirty Lobos. You want a tussle? Come in, get it. Now you do you know what the word Lobos means here?
Yeah, it's Spanish.
I believe
It's not crazy.
Spanish
That's
for
local.
wolf.
Lobos is wolves.
Yeah, Lobos is wolf. It's Spanish word for, not to be, as you were pointing out, not to be confused with loco, which is Spanish for crazy. Lobo. It's kind of funny too. DC decided to name one the Space Bounty Hunter Lobo.
Yes, and that's why I know it. As the fight starts, Steve, lying prone on the roof, watches the action cautiously. He plans a desperate escape. Hold hard, boys. I got him. Reach for ether, Bullseye Bill. Stalling for time, Bill lets the sheriff jump him from behind.
Actually, yeah, you should have probably read that part before the commentary.
Yeah, I know. I hate it when they do that.
Yeah.
As the posse rushes forward, Steve leaps. Jumping cactus, where'd he come from?
Good work, Steve.
No, you realize.
What was that?
Target Bill is not the good guy in his own story here. You realize that, right?
Well, well, maybe not, but we've had these debates before with certain other characters. I mean, you should listen to. I don't know if you ever saw when I was first started reading Submariner and the little debate Rick and I were having over whether or not he was a villain. So, he's obviously not helping the sheriff, but
not helping the sheriff. He's taking the other guy's word for it about a murder over a dead guy. Yeah, this is the way you should play this one out. But you know what? He'll win because he's the star. It was a pretty dirty trick, Bill Target.
Listen, Sheriff, Steve is as much my friend as you are. What else could I do? I only gave the young punk a chance.
Perhaps, but I'm going to hold you as an accomplice till we get Steve. You're under arrest.
Okay, Sheriff. Don't take it too hard. Come inside and wrestle some victuals. King's got some good hot chili on the fire.
This ain't no social call, Bullseye. Come along with me. Oh, it's a woman.
Oh, okay. So let me.
You taking it?
Well, do you want to try it, or
I don't care. You've already breathed. You've already breathed, man. You gotta fill it now.
Bullseye, Sheriff, wait.
Well, bust my leather. It's D. Parsons. What you want, Gail?
Oh, Nivets. Raiders just hit the Crossstar Ranch, Sheriff. Killed two of the boys and buried the barn, burned the barn and the ranch house. You gotta come quick. I just came by three about a half hour ago. Mrs. Peters was there, crying to beat all. Told me she's sure it was um, Travis Trent and his gang recognized the clothes. I guess they ran off with all the cattle and horses. Shot Mr. Peters too.
Come on, Bill. You got to help me. You're the only hombre that knows Trent's trails and hideouts. Get your horse and saddle up. See, he knows the bad guys and where they live. He's in the know with these people. He's not a good guy.
Now, Sheriff, you know better. I'm under arrest.
Forget it for now. We'll bury the hatchet and round up Trent's gang before they light out of the country. I don't think Steve will drift far from home. I'll split the posse into two parts. One will head for the hills and look for Steve. We'll go to the other after Trent. It won't be safe for Dee to ride back to town while she's on the loose. She can stay here with Quing.
Oh, Bill, be careful.
Is it just me or Steve? Is Bill and the sheriff walking off arm in arm?
Well, okay. I think
we're off to see the wizard.
Yeah, I mean, I think in that though, but then the sheriff even kind of said that he's gonna put off having him under arrest for now, but it could be because taking hold of him because he's under arrest or something like that. But,
yeah, but then it would be the sheriff's arm behind Bill's. Never mind.
Yeah,
it's just an interesting looking picture.
I know some people out there might go and sit there and try to call that gay code, but I don't. Again, I don't think
it wasn't. It was just it's just funny looking art. And here we go full Lois Lane with this lady.
They're gone. What's the matter with me? Bullseye won't even look at me anymore. Perhaps if I make some coffee for him, he'll be pleasant when he comes back. Oh boy. Now I could just imagine some people would sit there and start saying gay code, gay code, gay code.
No, that's not gay. That's her. She's pining for a man. She's failing the Bechdel test.
Yeah, but what they would argue was he went off with a guy instead of
there you go
paying attention to her.
Yeah. Meanwhile, as Dee makes some Folgers crystals, two masked riders approach the lonely ranch. Oh, this is the two other guys. So bad guys.
Okay, one's Trent and the other one's so you want to do Trent or shall I do Trent?
I'll take Trent.
Trent, you stand outside. I'm going in and pay my last respects to Bullseye Bill Target, the rat.
Okay, Trent.
Hey, what are you doing here, Dee?
Travis Trent, what?
Thought I'd find Bullseye here. Came to say goodbye to him with a couple of ounces of lead. Where's that dog of a chink? Ah, there you are.
Okay, hold on.
I know.
Hold on a sec, RJ, real quick here. Just so everybody understands, a particular term was used back then. It is considered an offensive term. We don't condone it here. It was a product of the times. He's
a bad man, and he speaks in bad man language.
Right. So Anyways, I just had to throw that disclaimer out there. So
PSAs are good.
yeah.
There you are, you flea-bitten Chinaman.
No, Travis. He's done nothing. Leave him alone.
I fix, missy. Hot coffee good. Catchy him gun, missy. Running fast. Oh, my face.
He he scalded badly, King.
Never mind, missy. Grab him horse and running for Miss Bill. Under Flint's very eyes, Dee leaps onto Trent's horse, thunders off toward the hills. In a split second, Flint is mounted and after her, shooting point blank at the fleeing girl. Well, no, it's not point blank. There's quite a bit of distance between the two of them. Somebody didn't know what point blank meant.
Oh, RJ, if you'd been watching our shows during live the last few weeks, okay, we've had a number of lively discussions over the writers and artists' knowledge on a number of things, including science.
Yes. So science was out the window. We were making that up as we went along.
Yeah. Oh, so you have you watched some of the recent shows we've done?
I tried to catch him. Yes, I do that. I like
Okay.
this show. Okay. Coolly, Dean turns in the saddle and returns his fire. Snapping chance shots over her shoulder. Oh, she's fighting back. That's good to see.
Uh-huh.
Rounding a shelf of rock, she tears into a startled group of riders. The sheriff and Bill.
Whoa, Sheriff. That looks like D.
Instantly, Bill spurs his horse with a tremendous bound. He leaps next to Dee and rips her from the saddle. Why? She was fine. Too late to stop. Flint finds himself in the midst of the howling posse. Why are they howling? They're not wolves.
Well, it may just be more of a term used for description's sake, right?
It's just an unusual description. What does it mean? A howling posse. Okay.
It could mean an active posse,
Yeah.
or
That'd be fine.
again, remember they played with word usage a little bit back then.
Yeah. Sometimes their artistic license should have been revoked or suspended.
Yeah.
And leaps from the saddle, screaming with pain as a volley of bullets cuts through his torso. Okay, then.
Too bad, Flint. Looks like he's a dead hombre, Sheriff. You better get back to town and send a wagon out for him. I'll go ahead and look for Trent. He can't be far from here. No. He's back at your ranch, Bill. King's holding him at the point of a carbine, waiting for you. I came out to tell you. By the way, Doc Larson stopped at the Cross Star while I was there after the raid, and he says that old Dan Meacham wasn't killed. He'll live, and he's not going to prosecute Steve.
You remember that story we started with? And then we kind of got sidetracked on all of this? Yeah, we're going to wrap that up now.
Well, I think this is an 8-pager if I remember correctly. Hey, that's swell. I had a hunch Steve didn't kill him. Sheriff, you'd better round up the rest of the posse and go back to the ranch for Trent.
And then you got to hire a medical officer because you thought he was dead, and apparently you didn't even look at the body.
I'll ride up into the hills. I think I know where Steve will be hiding. D, you go along with the sheriff or else get back to town. This ain't no place for women.
Yes, yes. Yeah, we know you just ran from the bad guy, shot him a couple times, led him to our trap. But,
Well, that's the thing. Some of the people today that criticize the way comics were written and stuff like that, particularly with how they would portray certain people, like in this case, case of women. But I can tell you, just from my study of these Golden Age comics, there have been a number of strong female characters.
yeah.
Okay, there have been a number of D here. I mean, Sandra McLean. Let's see, Dara Danger, I believe, or I can't remember her name, but there have been a number of just strong female characters here that a
Plenty
lot
of
of
them.
people don't realize when you look back. So, hello, Steve. That you, boy?
You were both of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Bill, come on up. Steve, old
Cayuse.
old Cayuse, D tells me that Dan weren't shot up so bad as you thought. Reckon you'll be safe enough coming back with me. While I'm a highbrow Gila monster, I'd have swore I was a better shot than that. So kind of a good thing he wasn't a shot. That didn't make him a murderer.
Yeah. You're not a murderer. Ah, darn it. Better luck next time. Yeah, improve my aim.
Uh-oh. Ain't they Trent? Okay.
Yeah. But apparently, Quing and his shotgun didn't hold him off all that.
No, that's not why I paused here.
Okay.
So we've established that the guy in blue is Target Bill or Bullseye Bill, and the guy in yellow is Steve. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll read it, and then I'll see if I'm going to read it. See if you can figure out why I may have paused there, or what may be wrong here. Uh-oh. Ain't that Trent, Steve? And it's Runt D's horse. Sure is, Bill. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought.
Yeah, they were right. I thought it was mixed up too.
Yeah, I was like, for a moment. Okay, yeah, okay. Sure is, Bill. You light out behind him, and I'll cut across and hit him off. Let's go.
Gosh, I hope Steve doesn't try to shoot him, because we know he's a terrible shot.
Put the bubbles in the wrong place there, but
yeah. Trent has the advantage. Riding D's fast little pony and having a good head start, he begins to outdistance him, exchanging shots with Steve as Bill, with deft hands, shakes out his rope. He wants Trent alive. With deadly accuracy, he twists the rope for certain aim.
Now that's interesting how they describe it. With deadly accuracy, he tosses out the rope.
Yes, with deadly accuracy, he's going to take the man alive.
Kind of ironic twist there, huh?
Yeah, it's not like he's got to hurry because he knows that Steve's not going to shoot him. He's got terrible aim. He can't kill anybody.
Or so we've learned.
Yeah, we've seen it. He's a stormtrooper. And it snakes out, hissing over Trent's head. Bill's aim was true. Trent is jerked out of his saddle savagely, D's horse leaping from under him. In a split second, Steve is upon him, diving from his own saddle and crashing down on Trent with full force. Trent now has a broken spine.
Ouch.
Jerking him to his feet, Steve smashes with a terrific left, knocking all the fight out of the vicious raider.
That's one I owe you, Trent.
Ah, you'll never make this stick, Buffalo Bill Bullseye. Buffalo Bill Bullseye.
Try saying that one 3 times fast, right?
How many nicknames has this guy acquired?
Shut up, you. Maybe not. Maybe. We'll see what the sheriff has to say about it. Travis Trent, it's high time someone hogtied you for a spell. Oh, boy.
Will Trent stay hogtied? Watch for your next issue of Target Comics.
So what did you think of that story, RJ?
I think Trent's going to be the bad guy who gets arrested all the time, but without enough evidence to convict him of anything. Think about it. He didn't shoot anybody. He didn't kill anybody.
Well,
all he did was
as I was previewing some of these stories this week, preparing for tonight's show, and I was looking at the titles of the characters and all that. The name Target Comics for this does seem somewhat appropriate.
He's apparently the star. So
yeah. Well, just because of
we got White Streak.
Because of some of the, at least from what I've seen is, it does seem like some shoot 'em up type stuff is going on here. You know what I mean?
We get some White Streak. Yes.
Yeah. Man of War, the White Streak.
Here he comes.
And look. So I think he's over there on the left there, the blue and red. Look at that.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Carl Burgos.
Carl Burgos was the one who wrote this.
Yeah. Now you know what Carl Burgos is famous for.
Didn't he do the original Human Torch?
Yes.
Oh. All right.
I want to say, no, that couldn't be right.
The Android Human Torch is what I'm talking about.
Yes. He was also, okay, so he was tied kind of sort of to the Captain Marvel character, the one who could split his body into pieces. But that was just because he was credited as being based on a character created by Carl Burgos. Now that Captain Marvel was like a complete ripoff of things that were already happening.
All right. Well, anyways, why don't we get started with the story here? There's narration here.
That's actually a word balloon. If you.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay.
It says, "I'm Man of War." It's presented as narration, but it's actually him speaking.
Okay. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm Man of War. The White Streak, keeper of peace, breaker of war, breaker of warmongers who fight for a profit with men's lives as pawns. And now I'm free. Let those persons beware when we meet.
Strange things still happen in our neighboring states of South America, for it was there a tale of unparalleled mystery sent a shudder up and down the spine of a war-mad world.
You want to do the guy on the left there? I'll do the guy on the right.
Senor Sims, as an archaeologist, you might be interested in the news I bring you.
News? What news? Well, Ramon, tell me quickly about this exciting news.
I saw it, the Great Hill. It suddenly appeared right out of the center of the great dead volcano, near the Payan border.
It's incredible, but I'd like to have a look at this freak of nature. I might find something. How soon can we leave?
At once, senor. After 10 days of travel, my faithful guide, Ramon. Oh, wait, this is still first person narration if you want to take it.
Oh. After 10 days of travel, my faithful guide, Ramon, and myself reached the site only after going through Payan country, utterly destroyed by the cruelest of wars. We started to climb the greatest peak when suddenly, get to cover, Ramon. It's an avalanche. Well, that's over. But look, do my eyes deceive me? There's an opening there, and what's that thing moving toward the entrance?
It looks like a ghost.
Forward came a strange figure, and it took all our courage to face the super robot of a new terrifying type without turning away. So apparently to them, he looks like a robot.
I guess so.
Speak. Who and what are you? I am the last of the servants of a dead civilization, dedicated to mete out justice to those murderers who prey on the weak, the warmongers. A truly noble idea, but come, man, surely you don't expect me to believe such rot. By the way, my name is Sims, and this is Ramon. Oh, okay. How do you do? Come, I'll show you proof. Read that plaque. Is it proof enough?
And the curse to future war-mad worlds shall be as follows.
Complete destruction.
That's Ramon.
Oh,
Isn't it? No, it's not. He handed it over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, well, Sims was the one in yellow, and Ramon was the one in
always
blue.
in yellow. I thought Ramon had the hat on. And then,
well, I think at one point they both had a hat on.
Yeah.
But the one in yellow was Sims, so complete destruction of those forces which kill only for their selfish aims, power and money, earned through the death of innocents who do battle. Therefore, we, the Council of Utopia, kind of an interesting name, huh? Kind of an interesting group. You know what utopia means, right?
I do. Doesn't exist.
Huh?
And it doesn't exist.
At least not in this world. At least not in this world, the real world. Even now, destroyed by war, leave as a symbol of our death warrant. Man of war, entombed until the day the world once more is faced with death by selfishness. Death by selfishness. Quite some writing going on here, huh?
Oh, yes.
And I'm man of war. And and guys, if you haven't already, if you guys can like and share the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people to engage, that'd be appreciated. Also, anything here we talk about here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions, and we'll try to answer the questions to the best of our ability. So, anyways. Suddenly, outside, a terrific boom of artillery is heard. A deafening crash followed. So this was actually more narration, I think. This is
It's hard to tell when the narration stops and the soliloquy ends.
yeah. You want to go and do that?
Suddenly, outside, a terrific boom of artillery is heard. A deafening crash follows as the cave entrance tumbles to pieces.
Good Lord, the entrance is blocked.
We're trapped.
No, my friends, we're not trapped. I know a way, for I possess a new power unknown to you, my electronic eyes, which were given to me by a great scientist. Now I hope they work. Zounds! Zounds! His eyes flash. It's incredible. The power behind that electronic streak is that of a cannon. Wow.
So to convince you that I'm an alien, I bring you inside and hand you a plaque that I could have gotten at any gift store. But I could have just like shot lasers from my eyes, and you'd have said, "Oh, okay."
Now that the opening has been blasted clear, I take leave to find those responsible for this war. Luck to you, White Streak.
Ape Man fashion.
It's kind of funny. They call him White Streak there, right? And
Yes.
yet he's what, a robot? And does he really look white to you?
Who's blue and red with an orange face and green hair. Nothing white on this guy at all.
Yeah.
Even the streaks of lightning from his eyes were not white. So, like, never make your superhero name confusing. If your power is if your power is to have all the abilities of a cat, do not call yourself Marsupial Man. It just freaks out your enemies. It confuses everyone. Ape Man fashion, Manowar springs from his ancient tomb through the dense jungle around the peak. Meanwhile, sentries in the valley.
Just saw something swinging in the trees. Can't make it out. Might be a sniper. Ready, aim, fire. Sniper.
Something over there. Don't know what it is. Shoot it.
A sniper swinging in the trees.
Yes. I saw something over there. Shoot it.
Let's see. Fools shooting at me when I only wish to help. Run! It must be the devil come to life. No, just a good Samaritan. Corporal, see that man fighting a soldier with his bare fist? I want him captured, alive. You want to do the corporal there?
See, at once, General.
Yeeow! There got me cornered. But somebody is going to be sorry.
Not wishing to dispose of the soldiers with his electric eyes, Manowar sends his fists pounding unceasingly into the men rushing from all sides.
Okay, so he figures he can beat them down non-lethally without using, which.
Apparently.
But again, being that he's a robot, I don't know. His fist may be just as deadly as his eye beams.
I would think.
Suddenly, the butt of a gun crashes down on Manowar's skull, sending him sprawling into a puddle of water. Oh no, a robot in water, his weakness. Zap, zap.
Short circuit.
Oh,
get
but the narrator lied to us.
get up, dog, and start talking. Who are you? This isn't water. It's oil. You wouldn't believe me if I told you. How now that I'm your prisoner, do you mind if I ask a question? Who started this war? What? Such impudence. Ah, but since your fate is a firing squad, fool, I'll tell you. It was that devil Don Ruzen,
It was
dictator
the
of
other guy. Who started this war? It was the other guy.
dictator
That
of
answer.
the dictator of Bolita. He wanted concessions in our land, Payan. We refused. Hence my local friend, we are at war. Now that I have answered your question, who are you? Man of war, the white streak, breaker of warmongers like Don Riazon. Ah, this man is crazy. And once the military code states that a person found on the battlefield not in uniform is a spy, and the penalty death, take him away.
As the armed guards begin to walk their prisoner to the firing squad, Man-O-War breaks their grip, flashing a streak of electrons in their path, stopping their pursuit. Electrons do that.
Don't fire. Don't fire. At first I thought he was mad, but now I think he told us the truth. Send word along the line to let him pass unmolested. There's a word you don't see too much anymore in common conversation.
No.
Unmolested.
Days later, we find Man-O-War near the entrance of Don Ruizen's palace.
You want to do the guard there?
Halt! Who goes there? Smack! With the sentry disposed of, Man-O-War moves swiftly inside the dictator's palatial retreat.
Ah, voices behind that door. I'll let you do these guys, and then I'll still do Man-O-War.
Get this, you pot-bellied dictator. You'll fight for what and when we want. Now look here, Don Ruizen. This war is costing our company $1 million a day, and we do not want you to take your time about it. We want those oil fields in Payan, and in a hurry, else a new man will take your place.
So a private company is behind this, huh?
Who are you? Ah, he must be a Payanian. I'll fix him.
Payanian.
Payanian. Funny, he doesn't look Payanish. But Man-O-War's eyes flash, and piercing and electrons stab the company man with their death-laden rays. He probably was a company man in South America trying to get away.
Wow. Beam stabbing beams.
Yeah, I know.
And now, that one, your fate shall be...
No, don't, Therese. I'll do anything, but don't kill me.
Very well, Ryuzan. Call your subjects together and tell them why they're at war.
Yes, anything. Even before Ruizan finishes his speech, the populace is whipped into a high pitch of hate for the dictator.
And our sons died in battle, all because you wanted oil fields. Hang 'em!
Ruizan turns from the balcony in a frenzy of fear, realizing he picked the wrong mustache to wear.
That strange man. Look at that mustache.
I know. That strange man. Who could help? He's vanished. Good. Then I still have a chance.
Does that mustache look a little familiar?
Just a little bit, yeah.
I guess this is the way they drew bad guys back then, right?
Oh yeah, you had that stash. Guards, disperse the crowds below. Well, you fools, why do you stare so?
One way to end war, Mr. Dictator, is to dispose of the one who would sacrifice our brothers and sisters for mere oil wells.
Back to his retreat, high up in the volcano, goes Man o' War, where he is greeted by Sims and Ramon.
Ready for another adventure, Man of War? Yes, I can never stay still now, Sims.
They just made themselves at home in his place because he was gone for days. We had several passages said days later, days later. They've been there for a couple of weeks. Hope they had food in the bathroom.
So we're already at the hour. Oh, Apex is here. Let me get caught up on some of these.
Yes.
Man of War. Hey, Mike and RJ. RJ has a good narrator voice. Yeah, he does. That's why I always have him do it when he's here. Yeah, I got your dictator. RJ needs to make money doing voiceover narration.
I'll take any job you got.
Yeah, let me try something here. Hopefully, maybe now.
I owe it all to watching Super Friends. Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice.
Yeah. Let's just hope that now maybe it won't. Now that I've brought this back, hopefully it will. All right. So, anyways, let me see. Where are we at on time here? We're just past the hour mark. So, all right. Will I do this one or will I? Let's see. I'm just looking over real quick. I know that I wanted to do City Editor one. The High Grass Twins.
That sounds like something that R. Crumb would have put out. The High Grass Twins. They got that special high grass.
City Editor. I just want to.
That looked like a Bill Target text story there.
It was a Bill Target. Yeah, it was a Bullseye Bill text story. It's like basically, it was I guess his origin or part of his origin, from what I understand. Let's see. QR. I'm just looking through these real quick just to try to decide.
Calling QR was a novel.
Rip Rory. Okay. I think I have somewhat of an idea what I'm going to invent it. All right. So I think I know the ones we're going to do here.
I saw Tarpe Mills work.
All right. We'll do City Editor and we'll put in a couple of the Sat family and the High Grass Twins. Let's see. All right. So, yeah. All right. All right. Did I want to do Lucky Bird or? Well, since it is kind of a military one, and again, trying to just be, well, I guess we'll do that as well. Okay. Sabotage, Lucky Bird Flying Cadet. Right? You wanna go ahead and read some of this?
Sure. Lucky Bird is a flying cadet at Randolph Field, Texas, our West Point of the air. He and his classmates will become second lieutenants in the Air Corps Reserve and placed on active service if and when they satisfactorily complete the course and graduate. Lucky has incurred the enmity of one Rocky Stone, the class bully.
Now, you want to go ahead and read the you want to read the glossary of cadet slang, or shall I?
Since they provided it, glossary of cadet slang: washed out equals ruined or disqualified. 3 bells equals signal for formation. Bailout means make a parachute jump. Blower, a cadet of small size. Fuselage, the body of the airplane. Grease monkey, a mechanic.
All right. So with that, okay, then the narration there is at the bottom.
Yep. Saturday night, on leave in old San Antonio, Texas.
Skeets, look at that. He's a disgrace to the service.
Yeah, Lucky. It's that big lunk, Rocky Stone.
Hey, babe, come on, let's go places.
Oh, how dare you! Let go of my arm.
All right, I'll let you do the woman this time.
You got the last one.
I'll glad to take a break from it.
I want a chick.
Stone, act like a gentleman if you know how. Well, if it isn't teacher's pet, my pal Lucky, scram you. Or maybe you need this to keep your nose out of. All right.
Yeah, they flipped them around.
Or maybe you need this to keep your nose out of my business.
Oh,
I didn't even realize that. You asked for this, Stone.
atta boy, Lucky.
I'm sorry that I saw this. I'll have to report Bird for brawling in public. You know I did that, right?
Oh yeah, you're whispering.
There's narration at the bottom.
Yep. Next day, a summons.
Mr. Bird, report at once to Major Adams. Washed out, maybe? Uh-oh, this sounds bad.
In Major Adams' office.
Bird, I have a report that you and an unidentified cadet engaged in a public fistfight in San Antonio last night. Yes, sir. Unless you can give me a better explanation, Bird, I must recommend your dismissal. I can only repeat, sir, that I didn't provoke it.
Daddy, why, this is the cadet I told you about.
It is? The girl from San Antonio. Bird, what my daughter Loris has told me changes the aspects of your case considerably. Shielding some worthless cadet is foolish. But hang it all. I admire you for it. You may go. You know our code, sir. I don't want to rat on anyone. There's narration. There's the bottom.
Later, Rocky Stone gloats over Lucky's near dismissal.
Did you hear about the teacher's pet, Mr. Bird? He was darn near a washout, he was. Stone?
Stone, you are a cur. You'd have let Lucky take the rap for you.
All over the field, the cadets give Stone the cold shoulder.
No thanks, Stone. I don't associate with skunks. Lucky Bird is blamed for this.
In a hangar, late that night,
This is the plane Bird's going to fly there. That'll fix him, and nobody will ever know. Oh boy!
what did he do? Shake salt on it or something? I mean, he's just like.
Something tells me he's messing with the plane.
Yeah. He's gone from bully to attempted murderer in just a few short steps.
Exactly.
And the following morning,
Bird, you go up and practice lazy bee turns. Yes, sir. Phew, it's getting warm. Great guns! This ship's on fire. Great guns! The ship's on fire.
goodness gracious. I think the narrative the text comes first now.
Oh,
The dialogue.
oh. Here's where I joined the Caterpillar Club. Oh, okay.
The Caterpillar Club is made up of aviators who have saved their lives through a parachute jump.
There's something blamed queer about that blaze. Okay.
It was flamingly clear.
Once again, and we always talk about this. Do you know what they meant by queer here in this particular context?
Yes, I just find it interesting that it was not only queer, it was also flaming.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Considering how those terms are used in today's lingo. Right?
Absolutely. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah, queer for those who back then, for those who may not know, and we've talked about this several times. In that particular context, meant strange or weird, not what it means today.
Say, Lucky, about your crash.
Well,
I saw something
there's
in the
narration
hangar.
at the bottom.
You're right. Back at Cadet Barracks.
Say, Lucky, about your crash. I saw somebody in the hangar last night messing around with your plane. I didn't tell anybody because, it could have been anything.
You did? Bong, bong, bong.
There's 3 bells for formation. I'll tell you the rest later.
Good. I want to hear it, Reeve. And then there's narration at the bottom there.
The next day, in the air,
another ship on fire. Great guns. It's Reeves.
Reeve hastily bails out, and then
Reeve, look out! Your plane.
the blazing plane sets the chute afire, and poor Reeve plunges to his death. Never jump out in front of your plane. Later that night, as Lucky passes the hangar,
Somehow I feel that Reeves' death was no accident. Say, what's that little squirt snooping around the hangar for? Hey there,
Lucky,
you! Stop! Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
You missed it too. Although Lucky combed the hangar, no trace could be found of the little prowler. Oh, you know what? This is one of those times when the dialogue would have come before.
Yeah. Nothing seems to have been tampered with, but I'd better report this to the major.
In Major Adams' office,
And I think that little blower prowling around the hangar has some part in those crashes, Major. better forget about it. Better forget all about it, Bird. But thanks for telling me.
Okay, so you've seen people, breaking into the hangar, and we've been having planes catch on fire and crash. Forget about it. Gets us some new planes that way. Meanwhile, back at the hangar, another figure skulks.
So, anyways,
He's got to do it, whoever he is.
yeah. I've got to do it.
The next morning, on a routine formation flight, 3 planes catch fire. The pilots all bail out, but one flaming ship, out of control, hits another plane, which
Seems like
crashes
there's a
on
lot
the
of-
field
well,
below.
The story itself was called Sabotage, so it does seem like there's a lot of sabotage going on here.
Yeah, which crashes on the field below, but does not burn because we need evidence. Later, Lucky and Major Adams carefully examine the wrecked ship.
Major, I think the answer to our burning planes can be found in this wreck. I certainly hope so, Bird.
From the wreckage, Lucky salvages a peculiar cylinder.
This gadget is certainly no part of an airplane, sir. Let's have a look inside it. Sabotage. Magnesium, thermite, an electric battery, and a balloon. I get it all except that toy balloon. Holy smoke. I think I've got it now. Look, Major. Then there's a narration at the
After
bottom.
Lucky has explained,
What a devilish device. Who can be behind this, Bird? We can find out, sir. This is my plan.
and as part of Lucky's plan, at mess the next day, a strange notice is read to the cadets.
By order of the commanding officer, all flights today are canceled. A sabotage plot has been uncovered. Mr. Bird is directed to assemble all his evidence regarding this plot for presentation to the investigating board.
That night, Lucky and Major Adams keep watch outside the hangar.
Looks as though our quarry has been scared off, Bird. It's long after midnight. Wait, Major. Someone's inside now. Listen.
Suddenly, the beam of a flashlight stabs through the darkness of the hangar.
Light stabbing.
We're stabbing it with electricity. We're stabbing it with light. We have light just wakes up and chooses violence in this book.
Jumping Jehoshaphat, Bird. It's Cadet Stone. He's opening your ship's fuselage. We've got the goods on him now.
Lucky races into the hangar.
Hold it, Rocky. Your game is up. You've got me. I did it. The only one I wanted to get was you, Lucky, at first. Then when Reeve spotted me, I had to get rid of him. Then that grease monkey caught me. He threatened to report me if I didn't keep on wrecking ships. I think he's a foreign agent, and I'm no traitor. The grease monkey's name is Bang! He's dead. The shot came from the window.
Suddenly, from behind a nearby plane, a man dashes for the door.
Quick, Major, who's that? Take it easy, Bird. He's one of our men.
And so's the mechanic. 10 minutes later.
You want to do the redhead there?
I wasn't fast enough, Major. The murderer got away.
Bird, this is Captain Ray of Military Intelligence. He is the little blower you saw prowling about and reported. So, could it be that
That's why I told him
maybe
forget
they
it.
were aware of the sabotage plot beforehand?
Yes, they were aware. That's why Major Adams told him to forget about it. He knew the guy. This started out with a motive of personal revenge, but has exposed a serious sabotage plot. And we still don't know the identity of the mechanic that Stone warned us of. Bird, tell me, how did Stone fire those ships?
Well, sir, I noticed that all of the ships caught fire at a considerable altitude. Then, when I found a toy balloon in that thermite bomb, I had the answer to its operation.
The balloon? How?
As the ships climbed and the air outside got thinner, the air in the balloon expanded. This closed a circuit. The magnesium ignited the thermite and resulted in an unquenchable fire. Interesting science here, huh?
Yeah. Bird, my boy, I wish that we had you in intelligence. We need smart people there.
All right, so I guess that's the end of that. So
Oh,
now
we're not going to catch the bad guy.
Maybe they'll show us a next issue there. But anyways, before I continue on here,
Plastic Man creator Jack Cole.
Salmonella. Yeah. So, anyways, now we're 27. So, the High Grass Twins, Mo and Joe of Alcorn Ridge by Jack Cole.
They look like they've had some high grass. Many years ago, come Michaelmas Day, two storks zoomed through the sky towards Acorn Ridge.
Ranger, Mike, you're on.
But it was a photo finish. Hence the High Grass Twins, Mo and Joe. Many years pass.
Hey, Bess.
Came the first steamboat. Ben Franklin got a hot foot on the hand flying a kite. Marconi was the first man to wire home for money. SOS means short on shekels. Then came the airplane, radio, button hook, rubber check, red toenails, zippers, relief, and the World's Fair, which brings us up to the present day. Now, let's look in and see what effect time and invention have had on the High Grass Twins.
Goo. Goo.
They're still babies.
It's time we told them kids they've grown up 50 yards old, and they can't even walk. It's disgusting.
No, you don't, Bud Hardgrass. It would bust their poor little hearts, even if they learned they was past thumb-sucking age.
Ouch! That settles it. I'm gonna tell him.
And I says you ain't. And remember what I said. We gotta humor him.
Grrr.
Don't mind Pappy. He's been wearing Grandma's teeth of late, and them words ain't his own.
Even wearing grandma's teeth, and therefore his words aren't his own.
Oh, this is pretty weird.
Yeah, but this is humor though. This is what they were passing off as humor. Didn't you say this is the guy? Weren't you reminding us this was the guy who gave us Plastic Man?
Yes, it is.
All right. Anyways,
You gonna fix him?
huh? Yeah, I'm coming. Just I decided to bring the YouTube screen back up because, like, having to keep that, because sometimes if I had to restart it or there like issues like what was happening earlier, like got all screwed up. So I'm gonna keep refreshing it. This will fix them. There's other ways skinning a cat. Why they can't even talk. I could talk when I was 36. 36.
The Prodigy.
Yeah.
2 weeks later. Package for you, Fudd.
It's come. Now to plant it in a likely spot. Why am I grown up? And me too. Why didn't you tell me I was ripe for voting? Shit. What you doing ain't none of my business. Why didn't you wise me up? No sense in creeping in the anymore. I reckon. Nor talking baby like let's go tell to folks the news.
Here comes my little babies. Come, it's 1/2 bottle time.
Mo, I ain't got I ain't got the heart to tell her we're grown up. Me neither. I'd bust her sob chords if she found she lost her babies. Reckon we'll just have to humor her. So the parents were humoring the kids, now the kids are humoring the parents.
Yeah.
I feels like a darn fool, but I guess we'll just have to take it. Appears like it worked. Now for some fancy teasing. Kitty kitty coo. Whoop. Don't go away, cuties. I'll be right back. Now. There's a limit to everything, and that's it. We got a fashion to make. We are grown up folks.
Bud Hardgrass, you told him, and on top of it, you've been poking fun at him.
No, I didn't. My honest.
I'll fix you. Come home. Now say it.
No.
Say it.
But my dignity.
But my gun for the last time, say it.
Go. And let that
Let
be
that
a
be a
lesson.
lesson to you.
That's enough for this time.
That was kind of a funny story, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he was going to change your diaper, and they're like, no, we're grown up. I'm like, what happened yesterday?
135.
This was like an Al Cap adventure. The T-Men.
Let's skip that one.
Has to be the Treasury Men.
City Editor. This is one by Potter here. This is one I was wanting to get to here.
This one looks like a hyper-realistic, serious one.
Yeah. Well, I think this is a focus on a city editor, so this kind of looks like
Is
narration
this?
right here.
I was gonna say, I think it's all narration, probably. It's
Well,
like
go
it's like
for
an
it.
illustrated story.
Yeah.
Pinky tells the city editor that he is sure he can identify the man who robbed the bank. Pinky, who has a sister named Katie and sells papers, helps Phil Manners and Joyce Bellamy, Joy Bell to you reporters on the Evening Star, to run down the head of a gang of bank robbers who have terrorized the city and kept police guessing. Now, let's go on with the story.
Well, there is some dialogue
there is
there,
some.
but
The bank robber gets away.
there's another piece, another narration down there.
Another bandit car whizzes by Pinky.
That must be lookout a car. I must notify the police.
After his discovery, Pinky runs for help, but is sideswiped by another car and thrown to the ground.
The poor little fella was hit. Joy Bell, better get him to the hospital. He must have witnessed the holdup. Oh, there was narration right there.
Oh, yep, sure enough. Phil and Joy Bell, reporters on the Evening Star, rush to help the plucky newsboy.
And there's
Phil assures himself that no bones were broken.
Are you all right, son? What's your name? Pinky. And I guess I feel all right now. You're lucky, Pinky.
Pinky's story is right up Joy Bell's alley.
Pinky, tell me what you saw of the bank robbery. You know, what the gangsters look like. The bandits made for their car, and I just saw the lookout car pass when I was hurt.
Phil and Joy take Pinky to the Night Owl lunch.
How did you keep from getting shot in the gunfight? I ducked behind a corner, but I got the license number. Phil, let him eat first.
Under the influence of coffee and beans, Pinky opens up. Buy the kid coffee. Sure.
Well, back then, I think kids were more inclined to drink coffee back then, especially kids his age who were working. Yeah, remember that was a time when the kids had to grow up a lot faster than they do today.
Yeah.
Right. It was a green 37 Chevy. The number was M47. Something Florida. Last number got shot away. You want to be the editor here, or?
Yeah, since it's like his story. Yeah. Hold the night edition, Sanders. We sure have a beat. Yes, Joy Bell's bringing a witness. Kid who saw the whole thing. He can identify them. I'm the city editor, Pinky. Now, What you tell me is going to be very important because it's going to be in the paper and because it's going to help catch the bandits.
One of the gangsters had a round ear. I've seen him before. Think carefully. It's awfully important, Pinky. Yes, I'm sure I know that ear like a mouse. What did it look like? It was funny looking. It was a funny looking ear. That's why I can remember it. Here, I can draw it for you like this. And he had one stiff finger.
Kid's got an eye for some of the craziest details.
The narration at the bottom there.
Phil is assigned the story. I thought it was Joy Bell's story.
Maybe it was both. Where was it you saw old mouse here? In Dover Street talking to Chink.
Again! And this time it's from the
Remember, people, this is from a time when this was considered acceptable. We, of course, no longer think of such a term as an acceptable identifier in today's times. It was a expression of the times that has always been considered offensive. So. Anyways, is this where you saw him? Or was he talking to a Chingy? There's another term.
No, that's the guy's
product
name.
of the time.
That's the guy's name, Chinji.
Oh.
It's even on his sign behind him there.
Yes, to Chinji and a white man. He asked me, did I sell the planet?
I said, no, we don't get the Metropolis papers. Just as Phil and Pinky begin their quick search, trouble develops fast at Chinji's, and they leave quickly.
You want to do the woman up there?
So, I can't see Dopey, eh?
No place for us, Pinky. Let's beat it. Mouse here isn't in here.
You make too much trouble, noise at Chinji. You go out, so.
I'll get even with Clip Ear.
Oh, there.
And nice pen. I think that's the one below though. Oh no, it's not. We're in the right order though. The two searchers are puzzled at the girl's remark and decide to question her.
You certainly got the bum's rush, lady. How about me going to work on this Clip Ear fellow?
Oh, you mean? Oh, maybe Dopey Shaw treats me pretty bad.
Pinky knew there was some connection between Dopey and Clip Ear, so he asked his pals to help him find where Dopey Shaw lived. One day, Pinky's friend showed him the place, and the way you trailed Dopey was great, Pinky. I'm reading Phil's story.
Now we can get on the bank robber's trail.
Pinky decides to ask his new friend Phil to help rescue his sister. Wait a minute! When did his sister get captured? Oh, again, this is a time when the narration follows the dialogue.
You like how they put these stories together sometimes?
Yeah, be consistent, people.
Gee-oh, they've kidnapped Katie. They they read the paper and wanted to get even with me. I've got to find her. Then you
Pinky decides to ask his new friend Phil to help rescue his sister. Keep reading. It's in the order that it needs to be in, actually.
Yeah. What's that noise down there? Oh, actually, that's a thought bubble.
Yeah.
What's that noise down there? I don't see Katie in there, Mr. Phil.
Phil sees a figure approaching from below, making for Pinky. Phil tackles the thug, flooring him with a haymaker. Pinky tries to remember the face. The next day, the city editor gets a letter. Mr. Editor, what all this about Dopey Shaw? He ain't done nothing. I got the goil, but you'll never get her. Call off that screwy kid or else. Wishing you bad luck. I remain yours truly, Jack.
Double triangle. I'm telling you that yellow kind of paper is Chinese. Oh boy. The editor says a woman wrote this letter.
With the aid of the police, Phil is able to trace the kidnap note to the girl Pinky and he saw thrown out of Chinji's. Really? Okay.
Maybe that time the narration should have gone ahead.
No. Yeah, it's hard to tell. Could have gone either way that time.
Yeah. So you had little Katie. Will this get you at the least 10 years?
All right, I give up. Dopey made me keep the kid.
The police dragnet fails to round up Dopey.
That's Dopey Shaw.
Accidentally, one day coming home from school, Pinky spots Dopey Shaw and trails him from then on, hoping he'll put him on the trail of the bank bandits. One day, Pinky sees a fellow leave Dopey after a short talk. He wore a high collar up to his ears.
He sure likes to keep his neck warm with that high coat collar. I can't see much of his face, but I'll wait till he gets in the light inside.
When he hangs up his hat, Pinky sees the peculiar ear and stiff finger.
So no wonder he's covered up, right?
Yeah. Pinky loses no time in warning the police.
Well, Sergeant, this sure is a catch. It's slippery Joe. All right, in you go, Joe. That's the editor, and then there's narration.
Pinky gets the reward offered for information leading to the arrest of the crooks. Good work, Pinky, my boy. Someday we'll make a city editor of you.
Well, high aspirations for the kid, huh?
Yeah.
All right. From the city room reporters. Oh, that's Katie. You want to try to do Katie, or should I?
Yeah.
Oh, now with the reward money, we're so rich and happy.
Because we have no parents. We're orphans living on our own. We're 10 years old. But, whatever.
And then there's something at the bottom there.
Yep. Another episode of City Editor in the next issue of Target Comics.
How did you like that
money?
How did you like that story?
Well, it's a good thing the kids got money for, finding the bank robbers because, as a reward for being poor and living destitute orphans, we're giving you a third mouth to feed.
Let's see. I know we're coming up on 2 hours, but I think there was one more. I want this one. I think would be a pretty quick one, anyways. It's another comedy one, kind of a humor gag one. Should they get down to it? Wasn't gonna do a Rip Rory, but I know we're getting a little low on time here, so um, the Sap family here by Schwab. This will be the last one we do, and then we'll start to close things out. All right, RJ.
I've got it. If you'll take a sneaking look down the street, then you'll notice a tiny white house whose contents is the Sap family. Who is this family? Gosh, we don't know. The entire Sap family consists, and now we will tell you that we do.
Well, you want to read the arrows and notes there, the arrows.
They're being referenced in the box.
Okay.
Consists of the following items: Mr. and Mrs. Sap, also Junior, and a flea-bitten old mutt called Bugs.
Scratch, scratch, scratch. Rejoice, folks! I'm home.
Notice.
Elmer, how dare you act like an idiot in front of Junior?
Oh, I'm all pooped out. I've got to relax. I'll flop into my easy chair and read a book. Maybe it'd be a better idea to read it out in the car. Holy smoke! My car, it's gone. Gonna do Junior right there, RJ?
Yeah, a guy stole it an hour ago.
What? Then why didn't you yell for help?
Because he told me he didn't need any.
Junior doesn't seem too bright, does he?
No, he don't.
Ow! How can you possibly be so stupid at home?
Ha, that's nothing. You all seen me at school. Just take a peek at my report card.
Oh, boy. Ye gods! You flunked in everything?
Oh, well, boys will be boys. You know, I'm kind of taking things easy. I'm sort of preserving my energy for future years.
Look, you got a 0 in chemistry. Go up to your room and study.
Oh, all right.
And now to start my book. Crack, clank, clunk, bang. Hey, how can I read with all that noise? What you doing now?
I'm going to mix KC3SO4 with H2FI6.
No! No! Don't mix those chemicals! Boom!
Why not?
This kid's not the sharpest tool in the drawer, is he?
No, I was going to Google those chemicals, see what they were. I saw SO4, sulfuric acid.
Apparently, they're a very highly explosive combination. It's no use trying to relax in that bug house. I'm lucky that I've still got my book. I've got an idea. I'll hide inside of the doghouse. Now to read, hey, what's happened to this thing? Doggone it! Someone tore half of the pages out of my book. Do you know who ruined half of this book? Hey, what you crying about, honey?
Because you're so greedy. I suppose $500,000 wouldn't be enough for you.
I'm nerds. Who wants to be rich anyway?
Don't forget to pay the Sap family another visit next month.
That was, and then we'll just kind of scroll down real quick just to see this, see the picture. So how did you like the selection of stories tonight, RJ?
It's a good mix. It was please do not spoil content of next issues. Do not spam. Okay, well, we have to read them to spoil them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyways, so now that we got through all that, we're now coming up, of course, on 2 hours here. Let's see, an hour 54. So why don't we start to wrap up? So what we'll do first, of course, we will today being Friday, November the 3rd, 2023. Let's take a look back at this day in Nietzsche history. History! 1933 and 2018. All right. So first off, I'm going to head back 90 years ago today. And on this date, 90 years ago today, Betty Boop's Halloween Party, 1933 Fleischer animated short film starring Betty Boop, premiered in movie theaters on this date back in 1933. It is Halloween, and Jack Frost in his ice-covered airplane covers the fields with frost. So on this date, 90 years ago today, Betty Boop's Halloween Party from Fleischer Studios premiered.
Boop, boop, ba-doop.
What was that?
Boop, boop, ba-doop.
Boop, boop, ba-doop. Yep.
Yeah.
And this was still just before the Hays Code. So with that, moving on to the next piece in Nietzsche history. We move ahead to 2003. On this date in 2003, WWE held its Monday Night Raw event from the Gund Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. Main event saw Shawn Michaels defeat Mark Henry, with special guest referee Steve Austin. John Heidenreich and Trish Stratus defeated Steven Richards and Victoria. The late Garrison Cade and Mark Jindrak defeated the Dudley Boys. Batista defeated Maven. Chris Jericho and Christian defeated Booker T and Rob Van Dam. So 20 years ago, Monday Night Raw, 2 weeks before that year's Survivor Series, of course. Anyways, moving on to the next piece in Nietzsche history. We move ahead to 2010. And on this date in 2010, the 50th issue of Batman Confidential went on sale on newsstands. So for $4.99, it was 56 pages. Had the stories Batman feature parallels and the Justice League story of the case of the vampire from outer space. So 50th issue of Bat from back in 2010, which was 13 years ago. And finally, the last piece in each history happened just 5 years ago. A relative anime. The fifth installment, the fifth movie in the the seven series or seven stories series. The fifth movie, Memory of Red, premiered on this date back 5 years ago today. So Go Hands produced fifth K7 Stories movie, Memory of Red, premiered in Japanese theater on this date 5 years ago. All right, so there we are. RJ, how did you like everything tonight? How did you like the stories?
They were all new characters, but it had that simplicity of the 1940s, where it's like you're just going to remember a certain fact at the time that you need it. Oh yeah, don't that's right. This thing happens.
The Bill the Bill Target story was something. It's like, I'm going to fight the law because I don't believe that you killed anybody. And I was right. You didn't kill anybody. You tried to, but that's okay.
Well, in this case, I guess Bill Target sat there and he fought the law and Bill
he won.
won. He fought the law and Bill won. Right?
Yeah. He won that one, yes.
Yeah, so well, there were some other, and of course, I wanted to do the High Grass Friends and the Sap family story because I knew those were more humor ones, mixing things up. I mean, I think what did you think? What did you think of my story selection tonight with the stories I chose?
It was a good mix. We don't often do the humor stories, so
yeah.
I think the last time we did a humor story it was Squibbly.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's been a while because but then again, we've also had a lot of like stuff we've been introducing and stuff like that. But I usually I'll do more of the humor stories, like with some of the stuff like when we cover like Dell Comics, when we do the more sporadic stuff, because a lot of that stuff usually comes from the reprints, right? And it can get a little redundant, but I'll try to mix. I always try to mix things up as best I can, but
it was a good mix.
We're still a focus on the superhero. So, albeit they were saying that White Streak was the only superhero of the story, but if you think about it, you look at some of this stuff. You had the Sabata story with
Lucky Bird,
Bullseye, even the editor. I mean, the let's just say with most of the features that we were looking at there, Target Comics seemed to be a very apropos title for the stories that were in there, right?
Oh yeah,
because a lot of it did seem like a lot of the stories had a lot of shoot 'em up kind of scenarios there, right? In some respects, but anyways. So with that, I thank everybody for being here tonight. RJ, I hope you'll join us on Sunday to share your experiences with the other panelists. If you can stick around for a moment, for post show and all that, it'll be quick. But with that, I thank everybody for being here, and I hope to see everybody back here on Sunday. Oh, and next week, of course, I'll have the Metal with me. We'll be looking over comics that went on sale in December 1939 from Quality Comics. So we'll probably most likely be reading The Clock, Doll Man, Invisible Hood, and Black Ace. So with that, I thank everybody for being here, and I hope to see everybody back here on Sunday. Bye.